Of course, I remember what they do. The equals means maybe one is equal to one, and then when you the equals is if you do maybe Kofi equals one means you have assigned one to Kofi. Typically, and then what
Okay,
else?
okay.
Um, that thing did we? I think those are the basic things that I remember.
Mm, okay. So I think
I'm
it's
sure,
okay.
I'm
You
sure that's
can.
our very first class. So say
Yes,
again.
yes. I'm saying it's okay. You've done well, but you've not been able to go through it. So since you still
Mhm.
have a memory of what you've done, then that is fine.
Mm.
That's fine.
Then I remember
So
Claire, when you use Claire, and then
okay,
how do we go back? I've forgotten the back.
want to go back.
Mm.
Okay, you use the. You are talking about this. What do you
Going
call
back one
the
step, I
command?
think it's command. Is it dot dot? Use dot dot, two dots or three dots or something like that.
Dot dot. Okay, so I think it's okay. So Claire, okay.
Claire, yeah.
You can see my screen.
Say again.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So what you've said is okay. So basically, in summary, what that we've done so far, I just walk you through first thing. We did install Python, and I showed you how to set the directory. Okay, so once
Yeah.
you finish Python, you need to create a directory. How to do that? Okay, and I told you we use the command prompt. You can use the command prompt to do that. And
Mm.
I also explained to you that Python use interpreter to be
Yeah.
able to.
Yeah.
So for now, we will not focus on using any editor. Okay. So we want to use the Python interpreter to be able to do that. And I said, if you want to check, use the Python. So you just enter your command prompts. You open your command prompt and type Python. You hit enter. It will take you to the interpreter, the Python interpreter, where you can actually do a little bit without writing any serious code. Okay.
Yeah.
Went through that phase. Okay. And then we have to look at, in general, Python in itself can do a whole lot of stuff. But one thing that we also need to know that everything you think in terms of data, like whatever that we are doing, we have to think in terms of data. And data need a storage. So where can I put my data? Okay. So to be able to understand that, we say that to store data within the programming, not only Python, we need a variable.
Mm.
Okay. Or a data. So that's when the variable came in. And within the variable, we assign a value to a variable. So a value
Mm.
is your, and the variable is the space where you want to keep your data. Okay. Yeah, it's recorded.
No, this particular today's class.
Yes, it's recorded.
Okay.
Okay. And I said with Python and other programming language, you have to look at the data type, because if I want, okay, what type of data do you want to save? So you need to specify the data type, like maybe I'm assigning maybe a picture or whatever. But in this case, Python doesn't look at that. Okay. When you assign automatically, Python will detect the type of data that you are assigning. Okay, so if maybe assigning a number, so the number that I'm assigning, Python will know that if the number is an integer or is a float, because Python deal with what? Object. Okay, so object, which I did show you example of how the object look like. So I that we can use a directory, the dir, dir, dir. So when you create a variable, you can use the dir to check the type of to know the content of everything. Okay, and then if I want to look at, okay, what can I use this variable to do? Okay, I can get from this variable. I said you can use help function. So the help function will give you more information about that. But to know maybe the type of data, you need to use the type function, okay, to be able to know the type of data. So I have this, and then I say name. So name is a variable. So we use this equal sign to, this is a name that I've created, and this name is a variable. So I need a value. So on this side is what we call value. Okay, so a value is assigned to a variable. Okay, what type of value and what type of variable do you want to assign? That's where we need to get into. So for instance, I comment on a line like this. Okay, so when you start to comment and you run the code, it won't give you any error. Okay. Python interpreter will see this one as a note. Okay. See we are a reference or something just to guide you. Okay. So you can see here, this is a variable. So my variable name will be my underscore name. Okay, name. And what type of value do I want to put in? I can decide that, hey, I want to put let's say an integer, and I said that anything within the quotes, either a single or double quote, is term as well.
Is there a string?
Okay, so if I put my string here and then I place maybe, let's say, to here, okay, one is I've assigned a value to a variable. It's not equal to just assignment. Now this one is assigned. So I've assigned value to a variable. But in this case, I will not know what type of value that I've assigned to my variable. But Python knows that automatically. So if I have inside here, so now because it's interactive mode, I can say my underscore name, and the interpreter will give me what is inside. But if you are a code, let's say maybe you are using a notepad or any text editor, okay, when you type this, it won't give you anything. So the only thing you can see is to use the print function. My underscore name. In this case, when you are using the editor, okay, and that will give you the total. Okay, see here, it just gave me total when I printed it. But if I'm using interpreter will actually let me know exactly that this is inside the code. So anything in the code is what
A string.
For you that see what actually is. Okay. So for instance, to check. So if I want to check, so that's the main reason why I want us to focus on the using the interpreter direct that to go to your test editor. So
Than to do it.
I'm seeing that is the main reason why I'm still using the interpreter than to go to the test editor. So once you understand it and you want to use the editor, makes it easy for you. Data that I have here. So to know that okay, this is a string, you use what the type function. So I can say print, and inside this I'll type my what type function. So my type function I will put in what do I need to put in? If you can help, what do I need to put in
I've
my
forgotten. I have to. Is it the name? Yeah.
check the type of variable that we created.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put in my variable name, my underscore what name.
Yeah.
Okay, so inside run this code. Now it will tell me that this is what
It's a string. Yeah.
a string. String. So automatically Python that anything within the code either a string. Okay, and then we also learned that when it comes to a number type, okay, we have two types. If you remember, we have integer means what? A whole
Whole
number.
number.
Okay, yes, that is a number without a decimal point.
Yeah.
Okay, and float
Float
means
is a
a number
decimal.
with a decimal point. Let's say a few number underscore one, and then I assign a value of 1.5. Automatically, Python will know that I'm talking about what? Let's say number underscore one. So you can see that I have 1.5. Okay. But if I want to check to see what types of data is this, what do I need to do?
If you want to check one,
I want to check the type of data this 1.5 represents.
so do print into bracket, type into bracket, number underscore
Yes.
one, and double close
Yes.
bracket.
So I will do print. Then I have my type. Okay. Now I can check my number one. One. Okay. So that will give me a float. I hope you see. So you can do that for all the. So I said that the basic data type that you can think of, you can think of a integer, you can think of a float, you can think of a string, you can think of boolean. And I said something about boolean, true or false, or
Yeah.
zero, and then zero represents false, and then true represents what? One.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I want to check and I say maybe okay, this is student, or maybe I created something like is student. So when I say is student and I then it means that I'm dealing with a boolean value. Okay. So if I check the type right now here, it's going to give me a boolean bool. Okay. So you could see here. So if I type is you can see it's what bool. Okay,
Mm,
so this is boolean. So that is a boolean value. Okay,
mm,
this is how you can assign a value to what a variable. Okay,
mm,
I also said that in Python programming you always need it. So
mm,
when you check, you can see this is what class, right?
mm.
That's what bool. So means
Yeah.
that class is an object. So we are talking about objects of what a bool. Okay.
Mm,
So you know the details if maybe this is object or this is not an object. And I said we can use what function can we use to check maybe what this one is.
um, is it a print?
No, the print is already there, but I've talked to you about their function, her function. Which of them?
To find. Oh,
Maybe to
I
more
think we'll
information.
use the. Okay, that there.
No, they'll give us the directory, like to see the content when we have more information. We use the help to give us more information. As the name suggests, help. So definitely it's going to give you more knowledge, more information about this
Okay.
variable. Do you get it? So now let's
Mm,
use help here. So now we want to check the boolean. Why we are saying that it's a class bool. So I'll clear this and have help and run this code. So you could see here that it's what
mm,
a class bool.
mm,
Okay, you can see it has what int like
mm,
integer.
mm.
So the reason it's integer means that it takes what zeros and what ones.
One.
Zero is an integer and one is an integer. Okay,
Mm,
it takes zero and one. Okay, and then the argument s is what true,
mm,
otherwise false. Okay, and then we
mm,
say that built-in true and false are the only two instances of the class bool.
mm,
Okay, we can say that a class bool is a subclass of the class int.
mm,
So that this class bool belong to the class what int. So that's why you
mm.
see there's int here. Class is inheriting from the class what int.
Boo. So the
I hope
boo
you get.
is inherit. The
So
boo
this
is
is the
inheriting from the class int.
so this is because we've not done the class. So mostly when you see that when you have we're inheriting, you place it in there. So you can see that this one is inheriting from that class. Okay, int.
Yeah.
So that's what it's the subclass. So now this bool is a subclass of int. Okay, and cannot be
Mm,
subclass. Okay, so this tells you that a bool belong to the class what integer.
mm.
Do you how you get it?
Yeah.
Then we are how we say that every object is supposed to have a method. Last time I explained what the concept to you that the methods are the functionality. What makes maybe you have your hand, you have that are the features that you have. But
Mm,
what makes your hand is me that you work. You can use your hand to eat. You can use it. So that makes your hand. What makes your leg? You need to use your leg to walk. Okay. So those are methods. So every class is having a method that gives the function. So you can see here the method resolution order. So we have the bool, we have int, and then you can see the object. Okay, then you see the method definitions here. Okay, so this is what it can do. Okay, give you the picture, like when you see this bool like this, it's a class, and always you need to think in what objects. Okay, how
Yeah.
okay, so that
So
is
what are
you
all
can
these?
do.
The method defines here and self value and returns self. What does it
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Okay, so this every class method supposed to have self.
Mm,
Okay, so the self is what actually is going to initialize you to belong to particular class. Okay, so I'm part of self. Okay, so self is constant. Every we can have a function. Now a function and a method are almost the same, but the difference between them is a function does not belong, but a function is not having a self. So every method is having self. Okay, so when you see a method, it means that a method is for a class and there should be self within. Okay, for now, maybe you may not understand that, so I don't want to confuse you there, but all that you need to know is that there's a difference between a class, there's a difference between a function and a method. Okay, a
mm,
function does not belong to a class. You can write just to help you to have a reusable code. So anywhere you call your function, you can use it. Like the one I created, maybe addition, you create the addition and you can call addition anywhere within your program so that you
mm,
avoid repetition. Okay, that is function. But when a function becomes member of a class, okay, it is called a method, and
mm,
then it has this
mm,
self inside. Function does not have self, but when a function become a member of a class, it need to have self before any other argument. Okay, so that is the difference between a function and then a method. Okay, so let's okay, so what you see here, that actually give us the the class, the int, and all those things. Now
mm,
we also talk about something different about the whole concept of programming. And I
mm,
said something like when you use the two equal sign, the two equal sign means represent equal.
mm,
Okay. So if I'm using the two equal sign, it means that I'm comparing the value, like maybe this value is. I
mm.
hope you understand about that.
Yeah,
And then when you
yeah.
use is, you use is does not mean equal. This means that maybe I'm comparing the state, okay, of that value. Okay, so to check the state of the value, but doesn't mean that it's equal. Okay, so for instance, if I assign a value, let's say I say number and number assigned to, let me use one, number one assigned to, let's say five. Okay, then I have number underscore two also assigned to five. Okay, so if I say number underscore 1 equal to number underscore, let's say 2. What are you expecting?
True.
This is equal to this. Okay, so it's true. Okay, let's say I want to use is. Okay, so then I say that number, instead of me saying equal, I will say is. So number 1 is number 2. Okay, so number 1, I hope you understand.
Yes.
Number 1 is number 2. Okay, so in this
Yeah.
case, we are talking about the states. So it's just that number 1 is number 2. Then let me put 1 and see that number underscore 3. Okay, underscore 3 assigned to number underscore 1. Okay, so if I say number underscore 1 is number 3. What are you?
It should say true because they are the same.
Yeah, they are the same. Should say true, they are the same. Okay, so this and this are the same. Okay, so once you assign this, then it's supposed to give you the same information because they are all the same. They all
Yeah.
represent. So that is the X function. Okay, and then we are seeing that I use the NaN method for you. I'm seeing that in programming, in other programming language, you can use NaN, but in Python, when you have no information, like maybe we're filling a form and you see not applicable, okay, you use the keyword what not applicable. But in Python now, like this, but in Python, we say the one word you can use, which is what? NaN. Okay,
Okay.
which is, so I can say number, let me use number number underscore 4. Okay, is NaN. Okay. The number underscore 4 is NaN. Oh, I didn't define that. Supposed to have defined this. So Okay. So now number underscore 4 assigned to none. Now, none here simply means that there's nothing there. Okay. So if I underscore 4, this is what came.
Yeah.
Then nothing came.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing came. So it tells you that that is the none means that it hasn't represented anything. But just to not uh, getting error from Python. Okay, so Python will understand that hey, this doesn't represent anything. It's the same as you filling a form and you put none. So once I see none or not applicable, I know hey, this doesn't represent anything. Okay, so just allow that part to go. Okay, so that is none. Okay, in Python. So it represents anything within Python that has no information, none type. Okay, we call it none type. So when maybe you are creating a database for Python and you want that part not to have any information, you can still put none there. So once you have no information, like a default. So a default means that when you did not provide any data to that part, it will pick the none as a default value. So that I know that okay, this part does not represent what any data. That is in summary, that is what we went through.
Okay.
Okay. So I believe now you've gotten back what we.
I've gotten back. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
wish, and if you don't mind, I just
Mm-hmm.
wish we can pause here. Eh? Let me mull
Mm-hmm.
over this today, and I
Mm-hmm.
promise I'll go over this. It's like you share this, and then I'll see if I can go through the previous videos too. Then tomorrow we can take a new topic. Else it will become just too many things to.
Yes. 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 Okay. 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 So you, I'll pause here, and then I'll also send you the video. What you did, so you could.
What is the next item we'll be taking?
We're supposed to pair our. I was. We're supposed to go through. With last time we concluded with variables, so we got to today like we'll be going through this. Okay, still reviewing the data type, but then we'll be talking about like more string. Okay, so we go through the string. Like, and for last time we the string part. Okay, I was explaining the string in the collection, everything. So today we'll be doing that. Then from there we can continue with the slicing back into details. Okay, then we go into the bytes. How you know the byte, and all those things. How we will understand that point. Then we look at the string operation. So what makes string? So we look at the plus, the addition sign, the upper, the lower case, the find, and all those things. So some of the things. Then we look at the people, we look at dictionary, look at a list. But more importantly, most things that you needed to, once you understand the string is one thing that you use it a lot. Then we look at list. Okay. If you want to do data analysis and stuff, you're going to use dictionary a lot. Okay. We go into dictionary, we go into set. sets. Now, when you want to maybe do some form of calculations within your data structure, want to maybe avoid duplication within your data, you use a set to do that. So you treat a set, use set, how to use set to perform maybe some operations, some calculation, because sets actually allow you to do some math concepts within your data structure. Okay, so let's say the joints and all those things, number of and all these things. You can do all these things within a set, and it's part of the data structure community. So going into details and look at the application, at what point do I need to use this? Maybe you have a list and then you want to convert it, maybe convert it back to a string and use the string functionality, convert it back to a list. And then so we will be looking at more of application concepts and then also learning the tools at the same time. Okay, and look at how we apply. Okay, so once we understand all these components and we know how to think about it. Okay, so go into details. When you see here, these are all the operations that you need. Let's say append, maybe I want to append information, extend the list to another list, pop, delete, index, count, insert, remove, and stuff. Now, the reason I didn't want to give you a lot of maybe information here where you have to struggle, but give you the point. Then I will do the training, I'll do the demonstration and everything. I'll do some code. So once you grab that, and then just this, so this will be like something to you. So once you pick this append and make this one means, you know index, you know what it means, and I've done the concept for you. When you talk about sort, you know what sort means. When you talk about sorted, you know what sort, you know how you apply them. Okay, reverse, you know what it means, you know how to apply them. So maybe if for the platform with other class, when you come here, you see there's a video here. You can see here, you can see here, all that I'm doing, done, so you can see here, this one video, okay, this is a different class, you can watch and see what we did.
Okay.
This one is recorded video, this is another class. Your own is not there, your own, I just send it to you. This is another one, the three, you can see what we did, like what I'm explaining to you. And the four, we've done this, so you can just watch these videos and you get the understanding of what I'm saying. So once you watch, we give you a fair idea of what we'll be doing, because everything here, same thing that you're also doing, the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. So you can just watch it, get the idea and everything. So once we meet, I think it will be easy for you, so we can follow the. Okay. So you just take you watch this one, you watch this one, watch them, and then you see how maybe we are doing the application, we are calling, and all those things. I think it will help before maybe we meet.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Don't forget to send me the account details.
Sure, I will do that.
Have a nice day too.